Jokic was the MVP yesterday. He was presented with his award while at a horse stable in Serbia. He is the second international player to win consecutive back-to-back MVPs. Giannis was the last, and this marks the first time international players have won the award 4 consecutive seasons. But how special and cute is this, too, that he gets to receive this award in his home country, surrounded by what I'm guessing is family and friends who helped get him to this point. Because normally when you receive, in my mind, when you receive awards like this, it's either at the game, at an award show, in an arena of some sort. So this is, look at this.
What is that? That looks fun. I'm
Right?
terrified of horses.
Why?
They're dinosaurs. Look how big they are.
I don't know. I thought this was so precious and so cute. And then also today, the NBA announced that they will be introducing 2 new trophies during the playoffs, as well as rebranding their conference finals champion trophies. The first ever Larry Bird Eastern Conference MVP award will be presented, as well as the Magic Johnson Western Conference MVP award, which I think you have made a few points here that you think the regular season MVP should be presented right away.
Yes, it should.
This should even
silly.
more
Why
because
we're in the middle of the second round, you're giving out the MVP.
Exactly. But now that we have the Eastern and Western Conference final MVPs and we have a finals MVP, there are now 3 levels of MVP options and awards that you can get.
Yeah, I think maybe let's change it from MVP. Can it be like most outstanding player?
What do they call it in college?
I think it is most outstanding player.
Yeah.
It needs to be most outstanding player. You can't be the MVP
well,
of
there's
everything.
3. You have a possibility to win 3 MVPs.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's
a lot of MVPs.
It also kind of like devalues it a little bit. I understand. I don't know. It just if this is the case now.
I like that they have the awards.
Yes.
And it's cool to honor Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. I like that. Yeah, I think it's got to be most outstanding player. And we're kind of wearing out MVP here,
right? There's 3 opportunities.
Yeah,
3 opportunities to get hardware.
Finals MVP, 2 most outstanding players.
Yes,
and a regular MVP. It's a lot of awards.
It's a lot of awards.
But you're right. This only furthers my point.
Yes.
Give the regular season MVP award as soon as the regular season ends. Why are we giving Jokic the MVP award while he's riding around enjoying himself on his farm in the middle of the second rounds? It's insane. What is the point of that?
Yeah, I mean, it's special to share that moment with your family, but it's strange.
It makes no sense.
It's a little strange.
Why now? If you were going to wait, then just wait until
the end of the
entire season is over and do it at an award show. At least there's an excuse there.
No idea. All
Weird.
Right. It is a little strange. Switching gears, Deion Sanders is not a fan of the way the new name, image, and likeliness rules are causing some players to behave, and he took to Twitter yesterday explaining his thoughts.
You got a problem. See, when you start paying athletes like they're professionals, you get athletes acting like they're professionals. And you don't have staffs large enough and equipped enough to handle a young man with money. Let me go deeper. Handle a young man that's making more money than some of the coaches on staff. You got a real problem. So I suggest to you to allow college teams to hire more qualified men, that could handle these young men that's getting this money.
Now, when Deion says qualified, my mind goes to that every school, college team needs to hire a financial advisor or have some sort of financial education for these athletes who are now coming in to a lot of money just to learn how to handle, how to invest, how to deal with it. Just talking from personal experience. When I went to college, I got my first credit card. I went a little ham the first couple of months. My dad's an accountant, so he sat me down and he made a spreadsheet and he showed me a projection of the next 4 years. If I were to continue this spending that I was spending, how much debt I would be in at the end of my college career. And it was this light bulb that went off. It was like, oh, okay, yeah, so I got a lot of money. I shouldn't actually spend all this money. I should learn to save, invest. But I didn't know that. I would have never known that unless someone actually sat me down to educate me as to why it's important to invest a certain way, to save a certain way, and then have your fun money. Always have your fun money. Everyone needs that. I think this would take away the responsibility from having the coaches on the field have to deal with the college athletes and this whole situation, because that's what it's all about. It's all about the money right now. Everyone's freaking out that they're getting money, and it's changing things. So why not give these kids the education and the support they need with someone to help them with the money?
Yeah, everything that you're saying makes perfect sense. Also, that's like a part of becoming an adult, is learning how to deal with money and shaping young minds into how they can be successful in their future. You know, all the things that college coaches are supposed to be doing with young people.
But it hasn't been with money in the past. So that's what he's saying. It's something new.
So then hire, I don't disagree.
Bring someone that's their expertise.
I don't disagree with what you're saying, and I don't necessarily disagree with what Dion is saying when it comes to hiring someone who is qualified to deal with a professional-like player, which they're not professional players. They're not being paid money for their on-the-field services directly.
Yeah.
They don't have bonuses built into how many catches or tackles they make.
Yeah.
That's not what's happening. So there's a lot of skewed messaging here that's confusing everybody on what this is. And again, I have to keep saying this, not that I'm at all surprised in any way, shape, or form, because believe me, I am not. But when we talk about NIL, I can't help but notice we're only talking about the 1% of the 1% of male sports, as if this doesn't also affect female athletes. This is not something that you can regulate to a specific degree, and it's not going to affect everyone else. Stop talking about it like that. If you want to have an open conversation about NIL, if you want to talk about the repercussions of NIL, talk about it in its entirety and stop linking it to the transfer portal and the regulations that need to happen for the transfer portal, because everyone's just panicking. Everyone's just running around like the house is on fire.
Yeah.
That's chaos. It's chaos. Wild West, Cowboys. It's not what's happening. It's just that young people have been released from their archaic boundaries of not being able to make money off of their own talents. We don't talk about influencers this way. If some 18-year-old kid just graduated from high school, started a business, and people were giving him millions of dollars, we would be like, yeah, let's get you. Congratulations. That's amazing. You're an entrepreneur, the American dream.
Yeah.
Let's make sure we get you, not we, us, we wouldn't care. We would just talk about how great it is. People close to that person would tell them, let's get you a financial manager. Let's get you an accountant. Let's get you a bookkeeper. Let's get you an investment banker. Let's do all those things. The person close to them would care about that. We wouldn't care about it. We're not panicking about that. And guess what? This happens all the time. It's only because they're student athletes. It's only because people have benefited off of them not being able to do this, off of them having the financial power over them to control their futures. I don't want to hear about your concern about a young person's future when you're panicking and freaking out about them just receiving money for posting on Instagram. Sorry, I can't imagine that your intentions are pure. The purpose of going to college, to school, the education, that's what we heard forever.
Yeah.
It's a free education. Okay, the purpose of going and getting an education is so that you can better your future.
And
so
make
that
money.
You're prepared for your career and your life, and you can make money and have a better life. So shouldn't we be preparing these young people, not young men, young people, women and men, athletes, student athletes, young people, adults? They're old enough to go to war, but they're not old enough to get a check from Chick-fil-A.
That's what I'm saying.
I want you to make the math for me personally, because right now it sounds like, one, coaches don't want to do extra work, which I've got a very limited amount of empathy in me. It's not going to be for coaches who don't want to do extra work. One. Two, the bigger schools are going to have an advantage. Since when has there ever been parity in sports? And three, this idea that everyone's supposed to make money. Everyone is not supposed to make money. The 1% of the 1%, and some under them, will get checks for being huge talents. It's not a wealth distribution device. It is an availability to make money off of your talent. That's it.
So do what an educational institution should do and provide support and education for these student athletes to learn how to handle the new situation they're in.
I think it's a positive.
Yeah.
I didn't learn about the stock market and investing and credit cards. I didn't have any credit. I didn't know what a savings account was until I was well into my 20s. I didn't have money growing up. Maybe my family's we're going to start credit when I'm 14. No, like that's not I did not learn about any of this. I had no one teaching me about real estate. None of that. None of it at all. I still barely understand it because I was so far behind.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at this whole thing as a negative, then you truly think there's value in young people not being able to benefit off their talent and not being able to learn at a younger age. And that makes me very suspicious of you and your intentions with everything that's going on here, because that is a positive. That is setting people up for success at a younger age in a real way, not a monopoly money way, not in a classroom kind of way, in a real, I'm seeing money come into my account. What do I do with this? What are taxes? What's an accountant? That type of way.
Now support them.
Support them.
Support them with what they need to be successful in that space.
Or you can complain about it. That works too. That's Alex Curry with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
That was some performance by the Memphis Grizzlies last night without Ja Morant. Coming up, Grizzlies reporter Kelsey Wright Johnson joins us, and I'm sure those Memphis fans are hype this morning. So we'll talk to her next on The Herd.